Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria. I am Olubide Macaulay. On the program today, court dismisses Senate President's appeal. Ondo State Governor sues for peace between cattle rustlers and farmers in the southwest. And the Awolowo family announced funeral arrangements for late HID Awolowo. Thank you for joining us on News Across Nigeria, where we show and tell you what's happening in the 36 states of the Federation, crisscrossing the 6 geopolitical zones. Our first story occurs, so to speak, in 2 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos, the commercial capital. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has dismissed a fundamental human rights application filed by the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, seeking to stop his trial before the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Abuja. Presiding Justice Ibrahim Buba held that his court did not have jurisdiction to entertain the application. Now, the Senate President had formally sued the Attorney General of the Federation, the EFCC, the ICPC, the Inspector General of Police, as well as the Code of Conduct Bureau. In the suit, Senator Saraki asked the court to declare that his arraignment and trial before the CCT falls short of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and Section 36 of the Nigerian Constitution, which guarantees his right to fair hearing and personal liberty. He also asked the court to nullify the charges of false assets declaration pending against him. The Senate President also wanted the court to restrain the respondents from inviting, arresting, or prosecuting him on the basis of any allegation arising from his tenure as governor of Kwara State between 2003 and 2011. The court said that the issues cannot be resolved in Lagos and struck out the suit for lack of jurisdiction. And staying with the judiciary, but this time to the south-south, it's the dawn of a new era in Rivers State. This was according to the acting chief judge of the state, Honorable Daisy Okocha, during the ceremony to mark the 2015-2016 legal year in Rivers State. The acting chief judge, who lamented the closure of all courts in Rivers State for 12 months due to what she called political intrigue, said she met a total of 9,222 pending cases, with many judicial files and properties destroyed during the judicial crisis in Rivers State. The ceremony also brought together hundreds of lawyers and their allies in the legal profession. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ereyi reports.
The arrival of the acting J of Rivers State in company of other state judges in the premises of the Chief Judge's Court in Port Harcourt, the state capital, signals the beginning of the 2015-2016 legal year in the state. That done outside hundreds of lawyers, some senior advocates of Nigeria, justices, traditional rulers, and government officials gather here to mark what they call a new dawn in the state judiciary.
The period between 19th of August 2013, when my predecessor retired, and 31st of May 2015 was fraught with unpredictable uncertainties, political intrigues, needless and embarrassing legalities surrounding succession to the office of the Chief Judge of Rivers State.
The state governor believes it's time for the judiciary to take stock.
We must pause and ponder on the responsibilities of our judiciary and reflect on these challenges, especially in the trying times Rivers State and its people have had to go through in the past few years. Generally, while the judiciary is the constitutional arbiter of all disputes in a democratic society, the legal profession is fundamental for providing cost-effective legal services to our people.
The spokesperson for the NBA branch chairman in the state says lawyers must be courageous in the discharge of their duties.
There is a problem in Nigeria, and that problem is one of fear and the Nigerians' unkind quest and commitment to survive. And you get the sense that these two very negative features are even more pronounced in Rivers State today. And it's not just with those members of Rivers State, but it's anybody who lives here, does business here, who can likely be described as a Rivers person. We are now perceived as a fearful people and people who just want to get by.
As the 2015-2016 legal season begins in the state, it is hoped that the judiciary will be above board, not be caught up again in the web of political interests. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
And now to the north-central part of the country. The Kwara State Governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, has sworn in 14 newly appointed permanent secretaries with a call for them to exhibit the required leadership, as well as entrench the best practices of due process. Now, performing the ceremony at the council chamber of the government house, Ilorin, Governor Ahmed said the appointment of the new permanent secretaries was informed by the fact that they had been active participants in the administration of the state, whose reliability and commitments to the service is apparent. Governor Ahmed, who expressed concern over the persistent drop in monthly allocations, charged the permanent secretaries to champion the renewed drive for prudent and judicious utilization of public resources, as well as enhanced revenue generation. Take a listen.
The appointment, I must stress, is based on the date of hard work and, above all, your loyalty to the government and the good people of Kwara State. It is so that we bring to bear these talent qualities in our rigorous pursuit of the shared prosperity program of my administration for the benefit of the populace. Furthermore, this appointment should spur you to further pursue your assignments with due diligence and commitment for efficient and effective service delivery. Indeed, you are coming on board at a crucial period in our economy. Today, the reality of the economic challenges are upon us. In the last 18 months, federal allocations to the state has dwindled consistently downwards. Specifically, our monthly allocation has dropped with about 45% and is currently incapable of meeting our current expenditure, such as basic things as payment of salaries. And for now, there is no indication that the situation will improve any soon. Therefore, this is the time for the government to implement belt-tightening measures. Consequently, I expect you, as chief accounting officers of your respective ministries, departments and agencies, to champion our renewed drive for prudent and judicious utilization of public resources, as well as enhanced revenue generation.
As Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed swearing in new permanent secretaries under his administration. From there, we'll cross a few states of the North Central, from the North Central to get to the Southwest, and we stop in Osun State, beg your pardon, Ogun State. For Nigeria to effectively compete in the global markets, goods being exported must meet competitiveness, standards, and international benchmarks. This is coming from the Ogun State Governor, Ibukile Amusu, represented by the State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Bimbo Ashiru, at an event organized by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. The governor also suggested effective public-private partnership to effectively reposition the non-oil sector in the face of the dwindling resources in oil.
We need to quickly address the market potentials for our non-export so that we can successfully diversify our economy from oil. Without doubt, the dwindling oil prices have impacted negatively on the economy and the ability to carry out development programs. The non-oil export challenges in Nigeria are infrastructural deficiency, poor standardization of products, skills and capacity, weak linkages to chain supply, unwholesome trade practices, and exports dominated by primary products. I think it's very important that even if we want to export things, charity begins at home. We must be able to meet the right standards to meet international, the qualities of the product we're actually exporting must be able to meet the right standards so that people can be patronized, because we must be a country that is export dependent. We should stop being import dependent economy. And what we do is that we export our cocoa out of this country, and it's been brought into this country in form of chocolate and everything. We should start producing this because we are a country that is blessed with a lot of mineral and natural resources.